If you want to save money on your trading card purchases, we have a promo link over at 50cards.shop. Enter the promo code @night to get 5% off your order. Hey everybody, welcome to Nexus at Night, your weekly Vanguard podcast. I'm Atlas. I'm Matt.
I'm Roofier.
He's not here right now. Matt's not here. He should be. So if he shows up randomly, that's how you know. Yeah, so we're talking about DBT 12, Evenfall Onslaught, I believe is the name of the set.
Yep.
Right? Yeah, Evenfall Onslaught. And then also, Bushi dropped a quick ban list, which if you follow us on Twitter, you already kind of know our opinion, but we'll speed through that real quick. So, bringing that up real fast here. So they have choice restricted in standard, Brainwash Swirler, and Steam Star at GG. So, for Chronojet. Are you just going to let that hang in the air? Fine, if that's how it's going to be. Yeah.
We're not putting any effort into this. Why should I?
Because I'm kind of sort of putting sort of effort into it. Meet me halfway at least. Yeah, no, it's fine, I guess. Chronojet isn't the menace that it was anymore. So, okay, why? Sure.
Yep, this is a ban that existed 2 formats ago in Japan, and we are getting it now.
Yep, so it's
you could play these cards together, now you can't.
Yeah. He hits the ground and then his parachute opens. That's the... Yeah. So there's that, and then the other one for standard is a choice restrict between Fountain of Knowledge Ava and Combined Rusher. So RIP Ava being competitively the,
I mean, it wasn't even by this point.
Mm-hmm. It's the nail in the coffin,
I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, both these hits are from 2 formats ago, so, like, Eva was still viable after losing Combined Rusher in Japan, but we're, like, long past that point in the meta. They could have just not changed anything in standard.
Yeah, and yet here we are. So, I don't know how I feel. Like, okay, I know it's a thing in, like, Yu-Gi-Oh, for example, where you have 2 separate ban lists with, like, different release schedules and stuff, so you get 2 different games going on at the same time. Whereas, like, Bushi kind of makes an effort to try and make it roughly as equal as possible.
Yeah, but their ban lists suck.
That doesn't mean they're good equal, but they're equal. So I'm just saying, like, I can see where they're coming from trying to make stuff equal, but just, like, I don't know, do it at the same time, maybe?
Yeah, they could have just like, these don't need to exist.
Mm-hmm. I don't necessarily mind. Like, it's, one less thing to worry about. But whatever. Like,
who cares at this
point?
point?
You're gonna have, like, less people playing Copium, right? So it's like, all right, I don't have to worry about...
Yeah, I don't want to play against more Gondiva players.
Oh yeah, guess not. Oh well. So no changes for V. Writings on the wall, guys. Get out now. Join Premium. They have...
KFC was already banned.
KFC was, like, banned, then it went to 1, and now it's banned again or something. Because I think they were like, maybe bring it back. Oh, nope, too broken. Put it back. So that's gone. Full Bronto has been restricted. I think people kind of assumed that was going to happen.
Yeah, I guess.
And then, well, like, Vanquisher, or not Vanquisher, what's his face? Reverse is, like, the better version anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that big of a deal. And then Night of Isolation, Corinus has been restricted because of the stupid loop. Fine.
That loop isn't even possible in EN. We don't have the cards for it yet.
Yeah. So whatever. Fine. let's see. They have unchoice restricted Masquerade Master Harry and Nightmare Doll Alice, which I'm kind of happy about.
This didn't matter before. It probably still wouldn't matter now.
No, but it's nice to like have that space in deck building again.
Yeah.
So I'm happy. And then they put Steam Maiden and Tarana to 1. So check on the motorcycle to 1.
Isn't this searchable?
Yes, it's Deer Chronicle. Everything's searchable.
We could have just banned it.
Yeah, we could have. But
I don't know why they're afraid to ban it now. They banned it in V.
I think they just kind of want to see where it goes. I don't like Time Leap is going to be one of the better post-history collection decks, but I don't necessarily see it as like this menace to society yet. But we'll see, you know? And
that's it. That's the whole ban list.
That's it. That's the whole ban list. It wasn't about that. I was trying to turn off the Wi-Fi on my phone. So yeah, that's the stuff. Why don't we get into this here set? So normally we split it into 3, but because Matt is now he's back. Okay, there he is.
Sorry.
It's okay.
It's okay. We just spent the last 6 minutes talking about that nothing ban list, which is longer than anyone
that was a joke, right? That was not the real one. Why did they hit random tier 2 decks? I don't understand.
To make things quote unquote equal.
They could have hit Gridora at least. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sorry. I apologize for my absence, but I just wanted to say that.
Don't worry about it.
Alrighty.
Actually, that's perfect timing. So, Brandgate Dark States, good?
Yeah, sure.
Porvu? All right. So, starting with Dragon Empire. Have at it, good sir.
Scarlet Flame War General Bravalden. So, when it's revealed by card with Gondiva, it's also regarded as grades 1 and 2. And when it attacks a Vanguard, if you have Gondiva, you can bind the card from hand face down, retire one of your opponent's rear guards. If you did not retire, draw a card, and this unit gets power plus 5,000.
Okay, great. Another thing in Gondiva's war chest.
Yep. I mean, it's fine. Like, the second ability seems like not amazing. Not a huge fan of like binding a card from my hand. I'd rather have bound it like from the field or something.
Mm-hmm. Vacate the spot for what's his face to do the 4th attack.
Yeah, but like, whatever. You can like sometimes get the card back. I assume if you're doing that, you're probably setting it, putting yourself in a position where you're not going to retire anything. So it's just a cycle that also like buffs up your boosts, and then the fact that it's regarded as grades 1 and 2 means you don't miss as often.
It's true. It seems very medium.
Yeah. And remember,
does the deck need this?
No, it doesn't. It's very putting a hat on a hat, you know?
You just put another grade 1 or grade 2 from anything.
Yeah, and this is a triple R, which makes that kind of aggravating, to be honest. If this was like a rare or a double R, I wouldn't mind so much.
Yeah, well, here we are.
Yeah. And remember, kids, there's a difference between mid and medium. So it says Nexus at night. Moving on.
Okay, so we have Var Lord. So we have an Overdress for Trick Moon now. It can't be chosen by your opponent's card's effects, so resist. When it's placed on Rearguard Circle by the Overdress ability, Counterblast 1, choose up to a total of 2 arms cards from your hand, drop arm 1 from among them onto your Vanguard, put the other one in your soul. Dress boost, when this unit in the overdress state boosts, all of your front row get 5k for each card your Vanguard is armed with.
Not bad.
That seems not bad, actually. That seems pretty good. Yeah. Am I high?
You're the one who plays the deck. Please enlighten us.
So it's pretty good. The only thing is that it is kind of clunky because you have to like play this as an overdress unit and then the original Trick Moon, and then you still need front row cards and your arms, and they like just introduced new arms which might change the ratios on that.
But weren't your grade 1s kind of like meh anyway?
Yeah.
That's fair. And were you already playing Trick Moon, or is that something you'd have to add as well?
You were already playing Trick Moon.
Okay, this is not asking too much of you. Yeah. But it is like, you have to have that thing.
Yeah, it's not asking a ton, but it is a bit of extra work.
Gotcha.
I hope it's not too much of a win more card. It seems very potent. But
I mean, it helps boost up the consistency. Just being able to like arm an extra card is already a lot.
It's good.
Especially if they want you to actually play the other arm cards. That's not the
Right.
sphere.
Right, yeah. The unfortunately named next one. If you're a Yu-Gi-Oh player, that is.
Red Jewel Beast Garnet. So, grade 1, when placed on rear or guard circle, choose up to 2 cards from soul or drop that were in the ride deck and put them there face up. And then perform the following based on what circle it's on. Draw a card or get shield plus 15,000. So this is the theme for the generic cycle cards this time, putting cards back into the ride deck.
All right, but this is dope, actually.
So
I
far.
like this one, personally.
And you want to draw it.
Yeah.
Better than the other Garnet if you're a
But
Yu-Gi-Oh player.
the only problem with this card is that after you could at most do this twice, right?
Yeah.
2 cards. Yeah.
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 So it's a 2 of at most, and then there's no way to like mill from the ride deck. Yeah.
That would be sick, though.
Yeah.
If they just like dumped face-up cards from the ride deck, that'd be dope.
Because it puts them there.
I mean,
face
it
up.
wouldn't be Dragon Empire doing it, but you know, it'd be pretty sick.
I think you'd probably see that in like what Stoichea.
It could happen to like Dark Stage where they throw it into Soul or something of the sort. Yeah.
It's a new design space that I think is kind of neat. So
yeah, no, I like this one. I'm surprised it wasn't
anti-synergy with the tree, though.
I mean,
yeah,
you would not
true.
play this in the tree. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
But also fuck the tree. So.
You can also just not put that card in the deck.
I mean, I don't think anyone's actually playing the Dragon Tree to begin with.
I'm sure there's one person out there. Not me.
What are you gonna do? I know there's I know in Premium people use the Dragon Tree in Genesis with the
Valkyrion.
With Valkyrion, yeah, just because it's a grade 10, so you get 10 drive checks. It's such a mindfuck though, because they're like, I have 10 drive checks. I'm like, was that really like that different than getting 5? Like after 5, you're just like, all right, I get it.
Yeah.
You know,
like probably not even that broken if Buster is any indication.
No, not really. And also, it is kind of a deck out machine. You do have Dreaming Dragon for stuff like that, but still, it's like okay, cool your jets, man. All right, new guy.
All right, so this is Evil Eye Dragon, Amina Gruzio. That's Amana Gruzio, whatever.
Amina Gruzio, however you want to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
Italian accent forever.
It has an auto when it's placed on van. Look at top 5. Choose up to one of this guy or a mask, and from among them, reveal it. Put in your hand. Shuffle your deck. Good stuff. And then act on Vanguard Circle. Soul Blast 1. Choose up to a trigger unit from your drop. Bind it. Until end of turn, your opponent cannot increase power with trigger effects of cards with the same trigger icon as any card in your bind zone. So if you bind a crit, they can't get power from crits. Bind a heal, they can't get power from heals. Yada yada yada. Those effects still go off, but they don't get power.
Yeah. So you still get the +1 crit and no like plus 10k.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, this card doesn't do anything because it's a mask card.
So we need to see the actual mask version of it.
Let's go to the real version of it. Evil Eye Dragon Emperor. So now it's an Emperor. Amina Gruzio masks. So this can only be written on a grade 3 with Amina Gruzio in its name. See the last card. Has an act. Remove a card with Amina Gruzio from your hand, soul, or drop. Choose up to one trigger unit from your drop and bind it, and it gets red text, continuous. All of your opponent's cards with the same trigger icon as any card in your bind zone get shield minus 5,000, and your opponent cannot increase power for trigger from those effects. And then an auto at the end of the battle that it attacked. Counter +1, put 2 back row guards into your soul. Stand this unit, gets drive -1.
I feel like some handsome men did a podcast episode about this card maybe a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it's a restander, lowers your opponent's triggers, makes it so they don't get a lot of defensive triggers. I assume.
Yeah.
So I guess at ride 2, which is when you ride this, like when on turn 4, you can stop 2 trigger effects, which are probably going to be crits almost certainly. And like, I don't know, heals, I guess.
Yeah.
And So those are gonna get shield minus 5,000, and they won't matter on damage, basically.
Yeah.
I
mean, this might be a case of just doing it turn 3 too, even if you're going first. Because like the Omina Gruzia is like the first time we have a card exclusively designed to be a mask unit, right?
That's true, actually. You can just do it, right?
Yeah. So, up until now, we've had like pre-existing cards becoming mask units, kind of like how reverse worked.
Yeah.
So turn 4, you could like really like get all their triggers like shield down.
Remove the over trigger.
I mean, I would not do that because, well, it does make it so your opponent cannot increase power. Then they're playing the vanilla over trigger, and they just do it anyway. Oh no, that only works on attack. Yeah. No, that would be very funny actually. But that would
so if you just happen to draw the over trigger early, you can just bind it.
That's
don't
so
get
funny.
blown out of the game.
Mm-hmm. It's always a relief when you see the OT.
You just gentleman's out of the over trigger, like your choice.
Or not even that, just being like seeing it like pop off early and have it not really do much. Like, all right, I took the cater one on damage turn 1. You're like, great, I don't have to worry about it for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
I like this card. I think
this card is neat. Although I am a little concerned with the design space of like reducing shield power when we already don't have enough of it.
No, it's cool here because it's only trigger units. And like shield power, like trigger units, like are pretty much the only shield you have, right?
Yeah.
So, but maybe they should put trigger power elsewhere, like on this next card. I'm just kidding. So the next card we have is Purple Jeweled Beast Almethus. So this is the Dark States version of the Garnet thing. Yeah. But instead of what did the Garnet one do? What was its first ability? It was
draw a card.
Yeah. So instead of draw a card, this one countercharges 1 on the rearguard circle. Still gains 15k on guard circle, but being able to countercharge 1 on rearguard is pretty nice. I mean, I don't know, like both of those are pretty comparable, to be honest. At least in modern day.
What was very clearly supposed to be Amethyst, but they were like, all right, English, let's do this.
Arumegis. No, not really.
Almethus instead of Amethyst with Garnet?
No, because then they would have done Amu, not Aru.
Oh. Okay, maybe not then.
Yep.
Is it just like a cutesy version of the name?
Exactly. That is exactly it. They wanted it to sound like a cute animal thing, and they did that. I think I like this cycle personally. It just sucks because like you never know how much of this you would ever run because like you don't get to use it that often.
Right. It's kind of like the like ride line helpers. Like I don't think you have enough room to run 4 and whatever deck it is. Like what do you have it at?
If you could run 1 and were guaranteed to draw it every game, you would always play it, right?
Yeah, definitely. which is why I run it at 2. And like at locals this week, I drew it every game because Barber's Law. So,
yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah, so thanks.
I like these cards a lot.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
All right.
Oh, it's still me.
Still you.
Yeah.
All right. So next is Cardinal Moore's Orphist Masks. Grade 3 for some blah blah blah. Can only be written on a card with a grade 3 card with Orphist in the name, which there are many. You can remove a card with Orphist and its difference card name from your hand, drop, or soul. Choose a world card from your drop and put it in the order zone. Sure. Pretty good to me. When this unit attacks, counter +1, put any number of world cards from your order zone into drop. Oh god. And call up to the same number of shadow armies as the number of world cards put in your drop for the cost to rearguard circle with
units on them.
With units on them. If you call 2 or more, it gets drive +1 until end of battle. What? I hate this one.
Yeah, kind of.
It's so weird.
What? What?
Also, like, one of the world cards is a continuous effect, or
I
think it's an auto effect that like buffs up your tokens when they're called. So if you're like putting them all into your drop zone, then you don't get the buff from that order anymore.
But why?
Overcoming an eternity. So it has an auto effect when a shadow army is placed that it gets 5k. But you're like dropping all of your world orders now with this one, so you don't get that buff anymore.
tired of too many eclipsed moonlights. Well, now with
This is it.
now with Orphis
Also, it's
Mask.
possible you might just turn off your like Dark Knight or Abyssal Dark Knight if you didn't get enough world orders.
Yeah. And then it's like, how many world orders do you want to run? Just don't do this and just be okay, you know?
I mean, it does have that sick dice case guard, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At least they got that going for him.
Sure.
But yeah.
It does look nice.
It's weird that like Orphis Regis was this like balls to the wall aggro deck, and now they're suddenly trying to make it this weird like sustain deck where it gets an extra drive by sacrificing its world cards, and I'm like, this seems like a very weird direction to go with it.
I think that's just like a thing that TCGs do where occasionally they'll print a support card that just doesn't go with the rest of, you know, what's going on. And you're like, why even bother? And I don't know.
Who knows? Maybe we're just all wrong and this is the best deck in set 12.
Lore reasons. And
We'll see.
okay. All right.
I doubt it.
Yeah. I'm like not sold on this card.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I am.
But I could be wrong. But I've been wrong a lot, so we'll see.
Yeah. And then speaking of
Alrighty. So next card we got here is Gore Gravidia Nordlinger Masks. This is the Gravidia mask because everything's got to have a mask nowadays. This card can only be written from a grade 3 with Nordlinger and card name, yada yada yada. Remove a card with Nordlinger, it's a different card name from your hand, soul, or drop, and choose up to 3 meteorites from your drop and put them in your hand. Sure. And then when this unit attacks a Vanguard, you can counterblast 1, put any meteorites from your order zone into drop. For every 2, you call a card from hand. Or call a unit from hand to rear, and if 4 more were put, your trigger effects activate, or 4 more meteorites were put into drop, then your trigger effects activate twice.
If the second effect put the meteorites from drop into order zone, this would make a lot more sense.
Yeah, I don't know why it goes back to your hand.
You know, I don't actually like this direction of Gravidia. I thought the first one was cool enough.
Yeah. Also, like, how the hell are you fitting in, like, your mask package alongside the, like, 8 to 12 meteors that you were running already?
Yeah, that is a deck building question, huh?
Yeah. Like, by the end of it all, you're gonna have, like, 8 rear guards total.
I think it's pretty dope. No, I'm just kidding. I think this card's... I don't like it. I don't like this direction from the old Gravidia. I wish they kind of would have leaned more on how people played the first Gravidia, but...
Yeah.
Where they just kind of slowed it down and just slammed haymakers. But it is what it is.
Yeah, I guess you could like call the grade 3 that gains a crit.
True.
But like the Gravidia rear guards don't even get that big. They only gain like 5k at a time.
Yeah, so you're kind of hoping you hit a trigger, right? But you only have 2 checks, so good luck.
Yeah.
Not impossible, of course, but
yeah, but there's no drive +1.
But every time you miss a check, you're gonna feel real silly.
Yeah, it's not a fun time. Let's hope that this cat is better.
White Jeweled Beast Synthetica, so not a gem this time. When this unit is placed on rear, you could put blah 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 2 cards that were in your ride deck back in your ride deck, yada yada, and you can either choose a set order from your drop, put in your hand if it's on rear, or get, of course, on guard, get shield plus 15,000.
That's not bad.
It's not bad. I don't think it's. I like it less than the countercharge one.
Yeah, like,
but not like this. Not like
Breakgate
Breakgate needs that anyway.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like what. I guess like, Avant-Garde does like eat its orders. We just looked at Gravidia, and I guess now Orphis.
It also works for like if you discard order for ride line.
That's true.
Now that you have like a guaranteed recycle, you're thinking in your head, oh, this is good to discard because I have
you have this other grade 1.
Yeah,
and I guess like you might as well like keep the grade 1 because you're plus a card later by keeping the grade 1.
Yeah,
no, that makes sense. I think it's fine.
Food for thought.
Yeah, it's again, if you draw it, it has a pretty good value at least, especially like if you have to discard 1 or whatever. All right, I'll buy that. And of course, I think drawing it later and just having 20k shield is pretty nice too.
Yeah,
that is nice. Yeah,
I was thinking that grade 1s were still like 10k or something. My bad.
I wish they were still 10k.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
And
what's
now
next?
we have Sword of All People, Bastion Accord. He stopped being racist.
Oh,
Or I
see.
guess classist.
Are you
think
sure about
so.
that?
Greatest? Is that a thing?
I mean, well, because the whole thing is like the sky people in Keter Sanctuary, like lord above all the people on the ground. So I think this is like more of a class thing.
Okay. So like Elysium, the sequel.
But yeah, he stopped being classist.
Good for him.
It's also regarded as the original Bastion. All of your grade 3 or greater front row rear guards can't be chosen by opponent's card effects and get power plus 5,000 active on both turns.
Nice.
At the end of the battle attack, choose one of your grade 3 or less rear guards, stand it. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, it also gets red text. What auto rear? Oh, okay. So you stand it, and then the rear guard you stand also gets the red text.
Yes.
When it attacks, you can counterblast one, discard a Bastion, and it performs drive checks.
This is
until
sick.
end of battle.
That is so fucking cool.
This makes me want to play Bastion, except for the price tag.
Oh, I would imagine. This card is sick, though.
Yes. Like,
Finally.
this is such a like cool looking card.
Mhm.
Like I
Finally,
really like the
something
art on.
notable.
Yeah, like I like the art on it. I think it's a really neat effect. I like that it opens up deck building so that you can actually play like other grades. It's now. Surprisingly, the grade 4 Bastion is still only about like $20.
I'm
imagine for very long, but you know.
I see this and I like immediately start brainstorming for premium because this is me we're talking about. But
no, this has like a lot of applications in like both formats. This is one of the more like translatable ones, I think, just because like it gives you like some sort of like defensive ability too, in a sense.
Yeah, that's true.
Like not like the greatest, just because like it's only protecting your rear guards, but that's still like something, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, also like if you do it in either Royals or Shadows, you can just
copy it.
Yeah, copy it. So this thing is very good. It kind of wants. I kind of want to just pick up a playset and just kind of hang out with them.
Yeah, I don't know. I might actually try to like rebuild Bastion again. This deck looks sweet.
It does look sweet. So big fan of this. Good job, Bushi.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I'm not gonna lie to you. When I looked at this card, I didn't remember the unit that it was talking about existed.
Yeah. Sagely Dragon, Wisdom Claw Dragon. So when it's placed on Rearguard Circle from deck, gets 5k. When it's placed on Rearguard Circle, if you have a Vanguard with Solarion in its name, look at the top card of your deck, put it on top or bottom, then you can counterblast, reveal the top card. You may call it to an open Rearguard Circle if it's a unit card. If you didn't call, put it into your soul. Okay, so like,
give me a second. I gotta reread this.
Yeah. Okay, so basically, you reveal the top. So basically, like when it's placed, you look at the top card of your deck, put it on top or bottom. Then you can counterblast one to reveal the top card again, and then you can call it to an open rearguard circle if it's a unit. If you didn't call anything, put the card into soul instead.
Okay. That's pretty good. Yeah,
it's fine.
I don't remember the Solarian card at all.
I mean, it's like another way for this deck to make 5 attacks that's cheaper than the other grade 2 that calls things. It's also a way to just like stack if you don't need to use the call ability.
Mm-hmm. This is how you do the Magnolia right line should have been. Or like, all right, you look at the top, you can put it on top or bottom, and then look at the top, it calls over. Mm-hmm. Oh well. All right. I don't really have a lot to say about this, but seems okay.
It's fine.
Yeah. And then
I don't think Solarion's becoming a top tier deck anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot it existed straight up.
Same.
I'd not heard about it since the set 10.
Yeah. I like wanted to cook with it, and then I just got lazy and I'm playing I am coping on Laurel Narrow right now instead.
We need to have that above our offices in Latin. We were gonna do whatever, but we got lazy.
Half the video ideas that get turned into podcast episodes.
Yeah, definitely. I know. Still working on History of Vanguard Part 2. So, yeah. Anyway, Cat.
Yellow Jeweled Beast, Tolpaz. So, same cost as the other ones. This one lets you look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose one unit card less than or equal to your Vanguard, call it, and then if it's other than the main phase, rest the called unit.
No multi-attacks for you.
Hold on, but this card is kind of dope though.
I mean, it's basically a free call. It's still pretty dope. And then shield plus 15k.
That seems good. I like this cycle a lot. I think it's a cool.
Cycle.
Yeah.
How did it not exist before? I do not know. But here we are.
Like, this is a really sweet idea.
This is a gold paladin card. It's nice.
I sure hope we don't see one that changes my opinion.
Okay. All right. So, Sylvanhorn based Chain of Calamity, Magnolia Mask. We have talked about this twice now, but so once again, can only be written on top of a grade 3 with Magnolia. During your turn, all of your rear guards on a rear guard with a Dragon Tree marker can attack from the back row and get power plus 10. And then act on Vanguard, you can remove a Magnolia from hand, soul, or drop. This gets red text when your rear guard attacks a Vanguard from the back row. Choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it until end of turn. What?
Why?
It's good. I ripped on this thing, and then I tested it, and I was like, "Oh, it's good." So, sorry.
I just don't understand the second effect.
It's like you set up Dragon Tree markers, and then stuff swings from the back row with plus 10.
That's true. I mean,
nice.
That part seems decent.
Realistically, it's 2, but 3 is pretty doable. It's good. I'm probably gonna play the deck this way and not the grade 4 way.
All right.
Yeah.
It does give you a lot of power for free, I suppose.
Yeah, it's a lot of free power. I think this is one of the ones where you just ignore the remove effect.
You do.
Yeah. The remove effect, I'm just like, that could be literally anything. Like, I read the remove effect, I'm like, but why?
Yeah. Well, cause the remove effect, you're just like, is something causing you trouble? What?
You're like, what?
No, not. No, I was just thinking, like, a lot of these remove effects are just weirdly, like, randomly retire cards.
Yeah.
Because they're evil.
Mill this, mill that.
Evil.
Yeah.
Evil!
R.I.P. Mr. Board 9, you will be missed. Or you are missed.
We have to talk about the Emerald.
Will be, not yet. I understand. All right.
Yeah. All right. So Green Jeweled Beast, Elmeda. So here's our version of the kitties. So when placed on rear guard circle, put the things back in ride deck. On rear, you slow charge 2. Choose one of your units, and it gets plus 5k till end of turn. And if it's on guard circle, get the fucking shit. Why? Come on! It was going up and up and up, and then just crashed.
Woo! Get over.
Okay, I'm trying to think. Like, is there anything that actually needs that much? Like,
Zorga used to run out of soul like a long time ago, but I'm not sure that's still true.
I mean, the way I was building Zorgo ran out of soul, but that's like a solvable issue, right?
Yeah.
Like, you have the mushrooms for that.
Yeah, it's like can be a problem, but
this is a Rorora card because like you do need soul and Rorora, and then the plus 5k onto what's his name, the Momoke token. So this is just a Rorora card.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like, it's just I don't know. I don't have a good answer for this.
You can only do this once in Rorora though, because you need the grade 3 Rorora to be able to bind with the new one.
Look, one of them had to be the worst.
Yeah.
Look,
and it just happened to be Stoikea.
One of them had to be the worst, but also like you can be the worst and still be pretty good, you know?
I thought that was gonna end up being like the Branke one or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, here we are.
Nah, this one sucks. All the lemons.
Tragic.
Yep. I am just gonna move on from this. Rosarium Fairy. So grade 1, 8k, got a pair of scissors. When placed on rear, retire another rear guard, call up to 2 plant tokens. And then auto on rear, when it attacks, if you have a Vanguard with Granfia or Leonore in its name, and your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, choose one of your other back row rear guards and increase this unit's power by that unit's power until end of battle. So it's like a reverse glow nipples, sort of.
It sucks it up.
Yeah. Instead of gives it somewhere else.
Yeah. Okay. So for Granfia, this would just be like the Noblesse token. So we're just assuming the Noblesse token is huge, and this is probably going to be around like 20-30k. Leonorn, not as sure. I don't think Leonorn has anything that gets particularly huge for its boosters. Like, still okay.
Seems fine, I guess.
Like,
I don't really have.
I don't know. This feels better for Grand Fio than Leonorn, but it might have applications in Leonorn. I don't know.
I think, yeah, it's fine. I mean, there's also like limited usage in the Big Belly version of Great Nature because you can do some wacky stuff in battle phase, but it's not super.
Yeah,
this or
but
that.
the only but in that case, the only thing that matters is like retire one, call two plant tokens. Like,
yeah, that's kind of the point. Well, because you can do that to make like a new attack line, and then if you have what's his face,
I wish the power gain was just generic.
Yeah, me too. That'd be kind of cool, and you could do some other wacky shit in there. But I kind of see where they're coming from, where they don't want to have it be too generic. Got to leave room for the cat.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Just go fucking watch your explosives equipped dragon.
Oh, I'm reading the word equip. This must be a Bas Raga card.
Yeah. The launch card. So when it's discarded from hand for the cost of your Nirvana's ability, you can soul blast one, call it to rearguard circle, and then if you have a rearguard in the crossover state, it gets boost. Why wouldn't we are assuming we are ever going to have like prayer dragons that are not underneath a crossover card?
I don't know. I've seen people play the weird like hybrid version where they try and make like overdress and crossover dress work.
I cannot bring myself to care about crossover dress. I'm gonna be perfectly honest.
I have seen some wacky like lines of play. That's all I'm saying. Like there have been times where
I will literally just give you the deck.
What did you say? You'll give me the deck?
Yeah, I don't want. I like barely want it.
Vaguely into the idea. During turn,
like I need to downsize, and this is one of the ones that I will absolutely just get rid of.
All right, cool. Don't expect a deck profile anytime soon, guys. All right.
Let's see. Drag Rider Bathura. When it's discarded from hand during your battle phase, put it into your soul, and then choose one of your opponent's back row rear guards and retire it.
All right, I have a hot take. Whenever they put effects like this on cards, they should put another effect on the card so it does something like in play.
Yes. Yeah. That would be fantastic, and yet they don't.
This card has such nice art. I wish it like did something. I guess you could use it as like a sort of hand trap if you like drop it for perfect guard, then you can retire a back row, but it's like not even a denial griffin if you do that.
During your battle phase.
Oh, that's even worse. Never mind. Can't even do that.
Yeah.
Why does this exist?
I don't
put
know.
another put power plus 5,000 on it.
Yeah, or just like why not let it kill something in the front row? What? It's your turn.
Yeah, okay, I'm trying to think of what decks even discard it during the battle phase.
Overlord, vaguely.
Yeah, besides Overlord. But also Overlord, you're just going to discard the promo that calls itself back.
Yeah. Well, there's only 4 of those, so.
Yeah, but that's enough.
I don't know.
Like eventually, like once you have the Overlord in your soul, you're just getting 4 drive checks. Like eventually you get to a point where you don't actually need to keep the extra card.
I don't know. I'm just saying that they're telling you to suck a lemon. So rip. They you got a sealed blaze dragon. It's
sealed blaze dragon Divistia. God, names. When it's placed on rearguard circle, soul blast 1. Look at top 7. Choose up to 1 card with either dress boost and up to 1 card with an arms card, or up to 1 arms card each from among them. Reveal them. Put one of the revealed cards in your hand. Discard the remaining cards and shuffle the deck. When it attacks a grade 3 or greater unit, if your Vanguard has 2 or more arms, it gets 10,000 until end of battle. This is pretty good. So, like, the deck needs arms searchers. Like
Okay.
the other arm searcher that you have makes you like discard a card. So the
Yeah.
fact that you can like put an arm into your hand and potentially discard a Trick Moon to call back with Bob Sagra's ability is pretty sweet.
Also nice that it costs a soul. Well, I guess it costs a soul blast to get the arms, which is pretty nice.
Yeah.
How many arms do you run realistically in the deck?
Probably 5 to 7, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, I think 7 was like the number people were running for a long time.
Yeah,
It was like 4,
I'm not
2,
sure
1 or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure I entirely agree with 7, but I think I ran like 6. So I ran like 4 spear, the sword, and the shield. And then we're getting new arms cards in this, which I think are low rarity, so they're not going to come up in this. But you know, you might be playing some ratio of those new arms cards. Like definitely the axe at least as like a win con.
It's also nice that this thing like does its thing on place and then still gets 10k later.
Yeah,
yeah.
Which a lot of
you know, like I mentioned before on a previous card that did not do that.
I think they're like starting to realize, either they're starting to realize, or they were like, all right, we can power creep it just a little bit, where you have a skill afterward, you know.
Yeah. Well, no, all of Bob Sagra's cards have like multiple abilities. Ashnia, the one from the festival collection, only works on play, which is like kind of annoying, but that one has a good ability.
All right. Well,
okay.
I assume Nexus is some Overlord sport.
Let's see.
Oh, Miss Clifton.
Wind Bullet of Duststorm Clifton.
Wild Bullet.
So, Wild Bullet.
He couldn't even. I'm not even going to pronounce it right. He doesn't deserve this.
I was trying to find the other sealed Blaze Dragon that was introduced in like set 9. When it attacks or boosts, if your opponent's rearguard was retired by the ability of your Vanguard this turn, it gets 2k for each open rearguard circle. At the end of the battle, it boosted if you have a Vanguard with Eugene in this card named Retire It. Choose up to 3 cards from your soul. If you choose 1 or more cards, return them to the deck and shuffle. If you did not countercharge.
What? What?
It's, I don't know, big beat stick and or boost stick. That's not a term. It's a term now. Boost stick.
I need to read something again. Give me a second.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, just kind of big number. That's you know, and it can countercharge for you if you need to.
All right, this card doesn't matter. Let me tell you why.
Okay,
no, I'm just kidding. It's the second ability is not relevant.
No, it's not.
So
it's an option.
It gets big sometimes.
Yeah, I think gets big is probably the good part of this.
Eugene support in 2023.
Yeah. I think realistically, you're going to get like +6 or something like that.
I had thought they forgot Eugene existed.
Me too. But I still have that. I still have that premium Kagero build with Eugene stuff in it. So
Please.
Sitting on my desk. All right.
All right. So next card we have is Diabolo's Rapid Carrier Geno. So it has an auto on front row rearguard circle. When your Vanguard attacks, if you're in final burst, Soul Blast 2. For every 2 cards in your damage zone, choose one of your rearguards in the same column as this unit and stand it. If you stand 2 units, they get power plus 5,000. And then has another auto front row at the end of battle. At the end of your turn, if you are in final rush, put it into soul. Choose a normal meter from your soul, and you may put it in your hand.
Pretty sweet.
It is pretty sweet.
I like this. So, way to get a 5th attack for Purple Bruce. Still has some applications with the original one because it lets you cycle a card from your soul. But also just like for the Bruce strategy, it's a way of like protecting the rear guard because you could just like pop it in and then put it back in your hand.
Yeah. Is Purple Bruce like I haven't really seen him top or anything. I know it's just kind of in the mix.
It's probably the best way to play Bruce, but it's still like
it's just kind of whatever.
It's just not a very like good deck right now.
What do you think is missing for making it good? Because I really like the idea. Hand size?
Yeah, like your way of like defending yourself right now is that one card that gives a continuous 5k to the thing in the same column. So you just put that behind your Vanguard, and as long as you're in final burst, it's 18k.
Got it. Which is like, yeah.
But also, like, if that card goes away, you go back down.
Yeah.
If only at least there's no good deck there. It just retires everything right now. So next card we have is a Misery Wing Dragon. It's a grade 2. During your
this
turn,
art.
this unit gets power plus 5,000 for each type of trigger icon in your bind zone.
Ah,
So it can
okay.
be up to plus 20k. Wow. And when it's
Yeah.
placed on rear, if there are 2 or more types of trigger icons in your bind zone, Soul Blast 2 and draw a card.
Not bad.
I like it.
Yeah, Omen of Gruzo doesn't like really use its soul for anything. It seems to only be in dark states because it's evil.
Look, think about this, right? You Soul Blast the 2 Ride Line cards, and then you just and then you draw a card, and then you put them back with Amethyst, and then
Yeah, counter charge.
Technically, this
And-
can get to plus 25k if you run the 4 and then get your OT out there.
yeah, no one's
Not,
Yeah.
not that that's feasible, but
yeah,
or
that's not happening.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
If it
probably
happens,
not happening.
good
But
job.
like, this is probably something that the deck needed because Omen and Gruzo on its own doesn't gain any power.
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
some of your power just comes from like lowering your opponent's shield.
like,
But this
as
is a
we
card that gets
mentioned,
really big.
Like you're like the first turn being plus 10
Mhm.
is already like pretty substantial.
Yeah,
And like you do 2, you place this, Soul Blast 2, draw a card. Like you're basically like your first turn, like this is immediately replacing itself and getting 10k power. It's probably pretty reasonable to expect.
Do you guys remember okay, maybe not root beer, but like for Boomer Vanguard running the 5k grade ones where it's like Soul Blast 2, draw 1?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Yeah,
Dark Army ran that shit forever.
Yeah.
I played that shit in Aqua Force in G.
Okay, never mind then. Good. So like it was just one of those things where like having the card that replaces itself for
It's very good.
yeah.
Although
And
I think
that was like all it did. This
the Aqua
has
Force
that
one might have been a counter charge. Now that I think about it,
they have both, I believe.
Yeah.
Some clans had both, some had Soul Blast 2 and Flip 2, so you know,
Mhm.
it
yeah,
varies.
but I
But
think I
Soul
played the
Blast draw
counter
card
charge
good.
one.
It was especially good in Dark Army because you ran a bunch of grade 3s, so they just made columns on their own.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So nice to see this type
And they
of
were-
thing back. I kind of missed that, you know.
And they were very good with the 12k attackers.
Right,
And also
17. That's
Yeah. And this is just kind of a case of like your Omen of Gruzo puts 2 rear guards into soul. You weren't doing anything else with that soul, so you might as well.
I
There
like
you
this
go.
card. Looks like
Good stuff.
also
Nice
Dice
job.
can use a card. All right, so the next thing we got is Tyrannical Count Aperos. Another grade 2. So when your opponent would put normal units from their rearguard circle into soul by the ability of your Vanguard with Bear Magnus in its card name, your opponent puts those units in the bottom of their deck in any order instead of soul. Sure.
Okay, sure, why not? I forgot Barrow Magnus when it was.
When this unit
affordable.
attacks, this unit gets power plus 5,000 for every 5 cards in your soul.
Okay.
Who is still coping on Borrow Magnus in the year
Look,
of our Lord 2023?
Does
people
it
in premium.
matter?
with
Does
the
it
eyes.
like against what decks does it matter that you put them into the bottom of the deck instead of soul?
Tamayura, I guess.
Sure.
No, Tamayura would have just put them into the soul before your turn
Yeah.
started.
Yeah. It's like,
You know, I'm sure there's some matchup where this matters. This card's whatever.
at least that first one's free. It's not like you have to like counterblast for each one.
I have no
That's
additional opinions on this card.
Yeah. Whatever.
This-
Big number. It's fine. It's like the
Borrow
Eugene
Magnus has a new piece of support that it did not have before.
Look, people are gonna play that deck till the end of time. We should just, we just expect it. All right, so next card we have is Rune Collector. What's going on with this guy's face? Anyways, when this unit is placed on rear, you can soul charge 1. Sure, seems good already. When this unit put into soul by the cost of your ability with Omnia Gruzia in its card name, this card is regarded as putting 2 units.
Good job.
Okay.
What?
Nice and simple effect and no.
So just-
nothing.
I'm just.
It's like a 1-card restand. It's the same as just like the Overlord promo that
I
calls
see.
itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot this. I forgot. I was reading. I was like, what effect does this matter? Oh yeah, the second effect. Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the part where it restands itself.
No,
Yeah,
the on play soul charge is not really anything to write home with that.
Yeah. I guess just like because if you're just going to be using your soul as a resource, then this replaces the second soul that you have lost out by only eating 1 card.
Mm-hmm. It's just slaying more misery dragons.
pretty much. So
Yeah.
yeah, not bad.
Sure. Alrighty, now to Brandgate.
Yep.
Which
Another
is still
dragon
me
train.
somehow.
Yep.
Wait, am I stupid?
What
no.
Oh no, I'm very dumb. Give me a second, sorry.
I was like, did I mix those up on the? No, I didn't.
Oh no, I'm
Yeah.
dumb. All right, Dragon Tree Wretch, a Cyber Kaitul, grade 2. When this unit is placed on rear, counterblast 1, soul blast 1. Choose one of your rear guards without a dragon tree marker and put one. And then search your deck up to 1 mask, reveal it, and put it in your hand.
It is the mask searcher for Brentgate.
Yep.
That is all.
Moving
Man. Yep. Mm-hmm. Anyways, then we have Cardinal Principal Opart. When this unit is placed in rear, if you have a Vanguard with Orphis in its card name, you can counterblast 1, search your deck to 1 World Order, discard it, and shuffle the deck. I had to read that like 3 times. I'm not gonna
I know, right? It took me a second too.
Alrighty, I suppose you're allowed to do that. When this unit is retired from your guard circle, if your Vanguard is Orphis masks, you may call a Shadow Army token. Sure.
Okay, sure.
It's not the same rear guard circle, which is pretty nice. So like you can go like. So I suppose what they want you to do is use the Orphis mask to like call over this and then call another one.
Yeah.
Why does it discard the World Order?
I guess because like Regis just puts it back from the drop. Both of them just put it back from the drop zone.
I guess that's fair.
So you can do it's like what's his face? Shadow Cloak, right? Where like it's not putting it in the hand, it's like a foolish burial on Lex.
So here's my thing, right? Is the ability for Orphis mask to like remove an Orifice to put one back from the drop into Order Zone, at least to me, feels like it should be as way as recoup paying for a second effect, and not because you're printing cards like this, which just shove it in the drop immediately.
Yeah. Although the original Orphis, when you ride it, or not Orphis Regis, when you ride it, just puts a world from hand or drop into the Order Zone.
Yeah, but hand or drop. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, but like you would just put it from drop if you could.
Yeah, but if you added this to hand, it would be no different.
True.
Except you now have an option if there's already one to drop.
Anyway, I don't know why I'm trying to justify this card. Everyone agrees that it's bad.
I just don't understand. I just don't get it. Like, I looked at this card, I'm like, why does it discard it? But I appreciate your effort, Mr. Revere. All right, so next card
It's also just
one time, not the dumb one. It feels good.
Right. If it costs a counterblast, why is it just dumping a card? I don't understand.
Yeah, like at least Shadow Cloak is free.
My explanation doesn't even work because you have to already be on Orphis to mill the order.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
So riding Regis doesn't even get you the card back. Why does this exist?
I hate this card so it gets worse and worse the more I think about it.
Oh my god. Hopefully this prison thing.
That your argument didn't work on so many levels. I forgot about the fact that you had to be an Orphis, actually. Like that part, like it was still bad. All right. So the next card is Aurora Battle Princess Rifle Royer. What the hell is going on? During your turn, if 2 or more cards are imprisoned in your prison, this unit is powerful 5,000. Yeah, sure. And then an act on rear. If your opponent's card is imprisoned in your prison this turn, counterblast 1. Choose one of your opponent's rear guards and imprison it in your prison. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Choose up to 1 unit card with grade less than or equal to your Vanguard and call it to rear. You know what? Sure, I'm in. This card's fine.
Yeah, this card's fine. It's a way to it's like a 2-for-1, right? Like you imprison one of your opponent's cards and then you get to call something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, but it's an act, right? So if it stays the next turn, you might just get to do it again.
Yeah. Like it's
not
bad.
And they don't really do a lot of grade 1s for the most part. You have Cheval Stud and like
Cheval Stud, and then the grade 1 that clones itself.
Yeah, which is like fine, I guess. It's like this isn't a 4 of by any stretch of the imagination, but like a nice 2 of.
It might replace Shovel Stud.
That card's pretty decent. I think you always want to see at least one of these a game, right?
Yeah. Like I think you would just replace Shovel Stud, right? Because Shovel Stud is like draw a card if you have 3 or more.
Mm-hmm. Like this basically is like what I call a flag bearer in Magic, where like they have to kill this first.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like
it's gonna be a pain in the butt.
It's just gonna make another thing.
Yeah.
So it's like you imprison one thing, then that snowballs into this one that then makes another thing. Like I think you just replace Shovel Stud with this, or even just the Clone Girl. Like I think this is a 4 of for sure.
Yeah, sucks for people who can't kill stuff in the back. Then it's just like a pain in the butt for the entire game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, too bad.
Sucks to your Asmar. All right.
So the last card we have is Bizarre Visitor. So a card that finally represents me. When this unit attacks or boosts with Vanguard as Gore, Gravidia, and Nordlinger masks, choose up to 2 meteorite cards from your hand and put them in the order zone. If you put 1 or more cards, this unit gets power plus 5,000. If you put 2 cards, Soul Blast 2 and draw a card.
I guess that's something to do with the 3 meteorites that you have in your hand.
Hell yeah.
And then you minus for a draw one. Just let him draw 1 card for each meteorite. Who gives a shit? I feel like that would have been fine if
I
they
mean, you
did
could
that.
just hard play the meteorites.
Yeah. Oh,
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
Also, the meteorites do like draw you a card when they're
Oh, but you
played
can only-
too.
That's true.
Oh no, it's only if it's your Vanguard's ability. Never mind.
Yep.
Oh,
so
well.
You can't even play them by Vanguard ability with the new one.
Oh, that's true, huh?
yep. So
That's tragic.
sucks. Yeah, I don't really see what they were getting.
Why
at.
do both of the brand great ones just get worse the more you think about them?
Welp.
Why
don't
does
we-
Opart dump? I don't understand the decision.
On the plus side, at least we know who lost this set. Like,
We can
sure.
skip that question
Yeah.
later.
so why don't we think about something
Show
else?
me
then?
some cards that don't suck, please.
All right, Grandeur Edge Dragon. Continues from the hand. When a grade 3 card would be revealed from your hand for the cost of your card's ability, this may be regarded as revealing 2 cards, so basically just your ride line stuff.
Yeah.
And then if you have a Vanguard with Bastion, it gets power and shield plus 10,000 active on both turns.
Faux free
just
for
good, right?
every type of bastion. That is solid.
This is just run of the mill. It does what it says it does.
Man,
Sure.
it's almost like it's a good thing when you take a card that has a hand ability and give it a second thing to do.
Every single freaking time, man. Every
Yeah.
time they just like print something like, "What do you discard this? Put it in Soul," and you're like, "What if you want to? What if you need a card in play?"
Yeah. Can I just call this? And they're like, you can, but
No, that's true. So you're like, "I hate you so much."
Yeah.
All
All
right. What are we on?
All right.
okay.
Knight of
This is a
Decapitation.
fucking metal ass name.
What
Yeah,
the
Knight
hell?
of Decapitation.
Yeah.
Nahalenia. When it's placed on rearguard circle, Soul Blast 1, bottom deck something, and then your opponent draws a card. Okay, we're back to cards with really nice art with useless abilities.
Yep. And this is a double R, which is a bit of a bummer.
Why do they get to draw a card back? Just put something on the bottom of the deck.
Because
End
it
of sentence.
only costs a Soul Blast. That's why.
If it had been a counterblast for not letting them draw,
I mean, you wouldn't play it.
yeah.
Yeah, there's like no
No.
shot, right?
Isn't there already an order that just lets you Soul Blast 1 and bottom deck something?
I think
Yeah,
so.
but it's an order. There's a unit.
I don't know, give
Yeah.
this 10K or something. This does not feel such a metal name for such a medium nothing effect.
They could have gone harder. I agree.
Oh yeah, it's a shame.
That's fine. At least we're not seeing like Hex Orb support or something.
And yet,
Hey, Hex Orb's a real deck with Aquamarine.
that's true. It is pretty solid.
I just like bullying. Okay.
Yeah, we know
So
you do.
Delta Append Sorceress. When this unit is placed on rearguard circle from hand, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Sorcerer in his card's name, Terran Blast 1, look at top 2, choose a card, put it into your hand, put rest on top or bottom. If you Persona Road this turn, you can stack a critical or front trigger from your hand.
Sure.
Yeah. That's fine. I might replace Spiral QD Angel with it.
Yeah.
It's replacing something in the deck for sure. 'Cause,
Okay.
like, normally it's just a +1, and like if you are in a position where you have to put a trigger on top of your deck because you haven't seen one yet, this does that.
Okay.
That's true.
All right.
Like
Cool.
this one kind of doesn't matter that it doesn't gain any power because Hex Orb makes all your triggers 20k anyways.
Mhm. I like that that she has a bunch of triangles, the symbol for Delta. That's cool.
Yeah. But that is in fact the theme of the Sorceress cards.
But it just is neat. All right. Anything else about this or?
Nope.
All right. The Divine Sister.
Divine Sister Dakois. When it's placed by your card's ability, Counterblast 1, draw a card. If it was placed by the ability of Solarion, it gets 5k. Sure.
Okay. I feel kind of bad for Solarian. We're like, they're gonna keep doing support for it. We're just gonna be like, whatever.
Remember when we?
Remember when what?
No, that's fine. No. I'm just very uninterested about this card.
Yeah, me too.
I like draws a card, I guess, but it has to be placed by
Sure.
ability.
Much like, I don't know.
Honestly, this could have been the generic card, and it probably would have been like better.
Yeah. Oh well, that'd be
It's like-
kind of interesting in like your shadows, right?
Yeah, like in Shadow Paladin, if this was just like on play, get 5k, and then it was placed by a card ability, counterblast 1, draw a card, that would be sweet.
That would have been pretty fucking awesome. Then you get it off your Luard this, your Luard that, because that's coming. So, and then or just like Gold Paladin. So, consider anyway. Forced Row Dragon. Already talked about this in a past episode, but just in case you didn't hear it,
There was still another nation left.
Oh, wait.
Tragically.
Yes, there is. So when grade 2, when placed on rear, other than during the battle phase, no shenanigans for you. If your Vanguard is Magnolia Mask, counterblast 1. Choose grade 3 or less cards from your drop up to the same number of Dragon Tree markers that you have in column to rear. And then auto on rear guard, when it attacks, choose one of your Vanguards with Magnolia, and it gets 5k till end of turn. This is the thing making Dragon Tree Mask good.
Oh, so you can just like always populate the Dragon Tree circles no matter what.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you do this thing where you kind of hang on to them, and you're like, all right, my board's empty. Call one, populate the field, and then just have that for as long as you're able to until you get your next one, and then just do it again. So, yeah, this is the thing. This is the X factor, I think.
Gotcha.
All right. Prevailing Dragon, it's another grade 2. At the end of the battle that this unit attacked, if this unit was placed on rear by a card's ability this turn, retire this unit, choose a normal order or set order from your drop, put it into your hand. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's better than the other double R generics.
Yeah. It's fine.
Sure.
It's like vaguely redeeming itself for that stupid cat.
I mean, like Zorka does need to like cycle its orders back from drop zone sometimes, but you have other tools for that.
Yeah. There's like other shit you can do that with. Orderly Maiden Yolanda. It's a grade 1 8k. When it boosts, retire 2 other grade 1 or less rear guards, draw a card, and this unit gets plus 10k till end of battle.
Turn plants into
Or-
cards. Sure.
Yeah, this might be okay in Granfia. It's a free way to draw.
Mm-hmm. It's not really a thing in Roroa, is it?
No, Aurora, you can't afford to retire that many cards. They're all going to Momoke.
Yeah, so whatever. It's fine. And
I think
then
this card seems pretty decent actually. Like the more I think about it. Like getting 10k is also quite nice.
Mm-hmm. It's just that Granfia needs to be a real deck.
Yeah. I mean, you just look at the angle like.
Mhm.
What was the other card? Hold on, give me a second to double check something.
which one?
The grade 1 triple R.
Oh, I guess no. I was wondering if Roseanne Fairy needed to be on Granfia already, but you do. That sucks.
Yeah.
Because if it didn't, then that would be pretty aggressive early.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, aggressive
Anyway.
early would be nice for Granfia. All right, and then the last
No, I
double
think
R.
this is a way to be aggressive early because the ability to call plant tokens is free.
True.
It's just
Yeah.
a power gain that needs Granfia, and Granfia's ride line all have the name.
Mm-hmm. So that's something
Oh,
that could work.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Well, Godspeed to your Granfia players out there.
Godspeed.
Yeah. So last double R here is a Wave Crest Brave Shooter. So grade 1 for Stoic. When placed on rear, counterblast 1, check top 7, choose up to 1 Ascendance Assault or card with Flagbird in its name from among them. Put it into your hand. If you didn't reveal anything, refund yourself. Counter.
Sure.
And
Yeah,
then
that's good.
and then auto on rear at the end of the battle, this unit boosted. If it's the 4th battle turn this turn or more, you may put this unit into your soul.
That's not bad. Flagbird goes through a lot of soul.
Mm-hmm. That's nice that it refunds itself if you whiff.
Like, I feel like that should just be the case for like all of the searchers, but for some reason we only put that on cards that say Overlord on them.
Do you all remember when we played like
Pretty
Great
much.
J Searchers back in like Boomer days,
Yes.
and you would miss, and it was the worst feeling ever?
Yeah. You're like, all right, put it in this little check top 5. Didn't see anything. All right,
Shuffle my deck, go.
all right, yeah.
Good
And then
times.
now you just have an on-ride draw, and it's like, do we, why did we ever do it any other way?
I miss Forerunners. I thought Forerunners were cool. I think the starters we have now are boring.
Boring, yes, but I think for the health of the game, it's been good.
I have a side tangent. I just realized that the starter for the Evil Eye Beast thing is a cat.
Yeah, little kitty.
That's pretty dope.
I mean, people were already joking that the big dragon looks like a really messed up cat.
Wait, does he? Let me go back. Hold on. I'm stupid.
While he's doing that, there's another double R, which is a reprint of the Mask of Hydration. So
yeah,
good for that.
Good.
Let's see. Were there any other rares or commons that we wanted to pull up here?
I guess I do need to talk about the arms.
Okay.
I guess. I don't buy that, but I do like that the grade 0 is a cat. I think that's cool.
Yeah. Okay, there's the axe. Where's the mace? Are they like different rarity? Oh my god.
I found
rarities.
the hammer.
Yeah, the axe is a common. The hammer is a rare.
rare.
They're different rarities. That's annoying.
Mm-hmm. So
So
I got the hammer up on screen whenever you're ready.
okay, so the hammer, you equip it onto Bob Sagra. When it's armed, you retire a back row. Your Vanguard gets 10k until end of turn. At the end of your turn, you put it into your drop, choose a card with the right arm ability and a different name from it, put it into your hand.
Okay. Wait,
This one's okay.
It's free to equip though?
Yeah, it's free to equip,
That's
which is good.
not bad.
It's like fine. It's like a free retire. It gives you power. Theoretically, you could do a thing where like you do this and then you eat it with the grade 2 that lets you like eat an arms card and draw a card, and then you like equip the find a way to equip the spear, which will then let you equip another card.
Okay. Let's see. Wait.
So then your Vanguard is like even bigger.
And then here's the axe. Sealed
I think
Blaze
the axe is the one that I'm more interested in. So during a
It's a
battle, your
box
Vanguard
star.
attack, when your opponent would call cards from hand to guard circle, they must call 2 or more at the same time. End of
Sweet.
turn, you counterblast 1, put it into the drop zone, choose a left arm with a different name and arm it, so you can swap it with the shield afterwards.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah. Like, I really like these arms cards. I do wish like it was just a straight up Sentinel restrict. I feel like that's something Bostagra needs. Like triple door or battle door effect is nice because like your opponent's probably just gonna PG it, but like at least it takes them more cards. I do wish.
Yeah.
Like I wish it did more. I feel like the deck right now is kind of at a similar ceiling still.
Yeah. What's also interesting is that because both of these are costs, you can just keep them.
Yeah.
On there if you wish to. So it's not like
I wouldn't keep the hammer because it doesn't do anything afterwards.
That's true, but I'm saying like because you're not forced to like let's say you don't have another arm in drop.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Also, more important, this is at the end of the turn, so you're not like losing all of your power buffs when you retire them.
Yes, that is true.
That is the most annoying thing about the sword and gun and why you shouldn't be playing them is just like you lose all of your power gain, so all your pressure just goes.
That is annoying. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Did I have anything Stoicheia related that I wanted to bring up? Not that I remember.
I feel like there was a Keter thing I wanted to talk about that was like a great 2, but I don't remember what it is now.
While you're thinking of that, winner, loser of the
winner is hard to say. There are a lot of like pretty good cards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
loser is Brandgate.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just gonna say Keter Sanctuary is the winner because I like those cards.
Okay.
Yeah, like I think the Keter cards are pretty nice.
I think Bastion specifically just wins it for me. That card's sick.
Yeah. Like,
Brandgate loses because of Opart alone.
Mm-hmm. I have Apex Bastion in my cart right now. I'm also still contemplating just playing every Kratos archetype because I hate myself.
Yeah, you could do that if you theoretically hate yourself a lot.
Yeah, you were the one who tweeted about that.
It was just a random invasive thought, but I'm looking at him like Not that the Greya is not that expensive. The Order is expensive, but we can figure that out later.
And Maple, that's the other thing.
I already have 2 of them, and they're
Okay.
cheaper than they used to be.
Oh, that's good. And then also, just keeping this in mind, usually when people have invasive thoughts, it's like, jump off that bridge, not buy every deck in the nation. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I mean, I plan on downside. I know I just paid you
Okay.
$20 for the Imposa, but I'm like almost considering just dumping your Jewel on you because I don't want it.
I don't want it either. God damn it. But I don't want to be a pirate. All right. So yeah, for people listening, who do you think won? Who do you think lost? Are you excited for any of the decks that are coming out in this set? What did you think of the kitties? Leave a like, leave a comment at Nexus at Night on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, although that's pretty limited. And then how's about the rest of us?
You can find me on Twitter at Wiggins, 2Gs. I'm glad I missed the ban list discussion.
You can find me at Plasma Eclipse.
Also forgot. Patreon.com/Nexus at Night if you want to support the show. Thanks to Darren, Cole, Josh, Jeremy, G, Ali, $10 patrons. You can find me at Atlas Novak on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, on YouTube as The Epileptic Comic, or my other podcast, Generation Dan. Every new episodes every Thursday. That's on Twitter or Instagram. So thanks everybody for listening. And until next time, I was Atlas.
I'm Matt.
I'm Root Beer.
And have a good night, everybody.